Throw in far side. This will be Jake Nelson. And this has become a much relied on weapon here in recent years. Just being able to sky it into the box, and that one just sails wide. Best look so far for Central. Ilya Katov lines it up. It settles right at his foot, but he just sends it right to the post. Fifth shot for Westerville Central so far here in the opening 17 minutes. And a couple of good looks for Big Walnut, a team that really relies on their possession. They have struggled so far in that battle over about the last 10 minutes of game action. Great setup, though. I love the one touch. Oh, look at the move, but the trip, and this is going to be a set piece on the way from about the 17-yard line. Little shake and bake razzle dazzle there by Armando. They'll likely put him on the ball. They've got Ryan Dunbar hanging out with him as well. Likely either a dummy run or just give the illusion that more things potentially could happen. B-Dub's got 6 players to the left right now, all lined up outside the 18. 5 of them in the pack, and there's the dummy run. They'll send it out wide. Here comes Ryan Dunbar, the cross. It's headed up and right back at the keeper. So Ramirez has been tested twice, and so far he's passed each test. Good stuff from the Frosh. Big Walnut with a pair of great looks so far on net. One-on-one with the keeper a little while back. And then here off the direct kick. Header comes the way of Brian Ramirez, and he's able to gobble it up. So 0-0 still is the score on our Crown Dublin scoreboard. And if you are in and around the Columbus area and you need a new vehicle, you're looking to turn one in, Crown Dublin is the place to go. Some want it to happen, some wish it would happen. Crown makes it happen. Matter of fact, I've got a soon-to-be 16-year-old in my house, and I'm going to be on the hunt for a new car here soon. There's only one place that I'm going to go check out, no question. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, the whole gamut. Conversation going on between the lead official here and Westerville Central, and this is Chris Harkins looking to get some direction on exactly where he can set this up. So a nice angle, and just about everybody going to get involved as this one bends. And again, Big Walnut, well done, gets there, heads it down, off the deflection. Here comes B-Dub now with Connor Houston out of the mix. Sends it forward for McCullough. And the AR's got the flag up. Offsides is the call. So a tough one. A couple of groans coming from up here inside of the Big Walnut press box. So it shuts down a potential to have like a 2-on-3 formulating there, and a couple other offensive players trying to work their way in to the picture.
Brian, you were saying about fan zone earlier. Here's a quick look at some of our earlier.
And hey, out there, Brian Skowronski, thanks for tuning in and dropping us a comment on the fan zone. And Bryce Coder, what a handsome gentleman that is, cheering on the Golden Eagles here tonight. Joshua Banks, hello. How you doing, crew? Nice seeing you guys all out there, enjoying some live and free Tuesday night soccer. If you are a fan of football here in America, we've got 2 highlights coming up your way as well. We've got Ontario at home, both the boys and the girls taking on Ashland. It's the home opener for the Warriors and Lady Warriors. So look for some quality content dropping on all of our platforms later this evening. We also will have a player of the match here tonight. Usually we like to lean on those out there that are viewing the broadcasts. We'll give you the opportunity to chime in, let us know who you thought had the most outstanding performance of the night, and then that player will join me up here either in the press box, or I'll head out down there onto the field to catch up with them and get their thoughts on the contest. Third foul now against Big Walnut in this opening half, as we've got just under 18 minutes remaining. And Central's going to send an extra player into the mix now, Jake Nelson Jr., and actually kind of heading that way, though this one a little understruck. A lot of contact down in the corner, and last touched by Westerville Central. There was plenty of contact, and the call has changed. Yeah, it certainly looked like Reichart shields him off, and then he catches a piece of it. I just thought that the whistle might blow here on Fasone, giving him a nice shove. I think he got a little aid into that soccer ball. Second opportunity on a corner kick from this exact spot for the Warhawks. Big crowd right in front of the keeper. And that's exactly where it'll get sent. Big Walnut, boy, they have done well here tonight in all of these scenarios, being the first to get their noggin on the ball. As we've got Folds down on the turf, rolling around, grabbing his left shin, it looked like. Take a look at the contact coming from the backside there from Houston. Looked like selling that one pretty well. Didn't really earn a whistle, though, as it'll just be a deep throw-in. This one put into the mix and knocked out of there yet again by the Golden Eagles. Defensively, very crisp on that back line here tonight for B-Dub. Though this one nearly finds its mark. Fasone. And again deflected. Reardon tried to square up and drive that thing. And now a lot of contact and a late whistle. Late whistle will stop the action. You see Amandu certainly gets his legs taken out. And tough position right there for the referees to determine if it's a play on and if there's an advantage still clearly for B-Dub, because they had possession. And I think that's perhaps some of the conversation right here. Sam Ert perhaps making the case that probably could have turned that into some type of an offensive threat. Instead, it'll just be a Big Walnut kick. And here's Tanner Hilton. Flicked forward, but right back at you off the dome piece of Judah Clark. And deflected here. A couple of nice charges being made there by Big Walnut, but that connecting pass was unable to develop. So a chance now for Central. Taken away, big battle. And this foul, the whistle is going to go on Reardon. Stepped in and wasn't able to get a piece of the ball. 4 fouls on each team thus far. And still scoreless with about 14 minutes remaining here. Opening half action. OCC soccer, this won't be counted as a league game with Central in the OCC Ohio division. along with Central Crossing, Gahanna Lincoln's in there. They've got Grove City, New Albany, and then Pick North as well. Big Walnut in the OCC Capital Division competes with the likes of Delaware Hayes, Scioto, Franklin Heights, Westerville North and South are in there, along with Westland and Kilbourne. 34 total teams, though, in the OCC. So it is a stacked conference, but, I mean, when you look at all the teams they have down here in, you know, Franklin County, Delaware County, all combined here in this North Columbus area, I mean, there is a ton of great soccer and a plethora of talent. Really cool logo I saw somebody put out on the Twitter during the off season, where it was a map of the counties in Ohio, and it had the school logo for every single high school that played within the OHSAA squeezed in there. And then you look at Franklin County, it's like the only one that you can't make out. There are so many tiny little logos just all squeezed into this one county that it's tough to keep up with. As that's the 5th foul in whistle against Westerville Central. And again, the contact made against Amandu Ba. So probably have to ice down a little bit at the end of this match. That's all part of it, and certainly you can just tell with the speed and the physicality that he plays with. It all comes with the territory. You're going to be moving pretty fast sometimes, and that contact knock you down to the turf. It's got to be prepared to try to hopefully fall gracefully. And they do teach courses for that. I've seen it for NFL quarterbacks. They'll take them to like a baseball camp and teach them how to slide proper. A little bit different, of course, on the soccer pitch. As off the restart, great strike. I think it drifted actually probably a little bit too much on him. Wanted to put that in the center of the park. But Big Walnut maintains possession, a turn to the outside, and I think they've earned a corner kick. They have indeed. Well done there by Milo Board. And that'll bring down Armando. Opportunity to play it short and quick. They will. And it's right back to Milo. As that one looked like it got deflected. Tried to lob it into the box. There was about 4 Golden Eagles waiting on it. Nice recovery here. B-Dub gets the rock right back with Klein. Oh, and there's that exact graphic I was talking about. It really is sweet, but you look at Franklin County and how ridiculous that is. Pretty much every other county, well, I guess up north as well, in the Cleveland area, which at Cuyahoga County probably. So, I mean, how cool is that somebody took the time to put every single OHSAA team? We, if you are wondering, are based out of Richland County, which is a couple counties up here from Delaware. And then we're in about an 8-county radius with our coverage right now, as this one is absolutely blasted. But it sails over top. 6-shot attempt here tonight for Westerville Central. But a great look at the, I forget, 800 member schools, I think, across the Buckeye State, somewhere in that ballpark. So, tons of excellent athletes. I believe Ohio produces the 5th most Division I recruits of any state in the entire U.S. of A. So, there's a lot of great sports to be seen here, and we are privileged to be a part of it here on the OH Report, and just getting started for the 2024-25 season. So much action coming. It'll make your head spin. You try to look at our schedule. We've got tons of games coming up all over the place, including on football Friday nights. We are going to be at 10 games, I believe, 7 live streams. Thursday night football this week as well. We've got a couple of games to get out to. We call ourselves the future of local sports, and that's what we plan to be for the entire state of Ohio at some point. That is the big dream. That is the goal, and slowly we're making our way. Year one, 2018, we were basically just in Richland County. That was it. I think we dibble-dabbled a little bit at Ashland. Every now and again, we step over the county line into Crawford, and it's just grown and grown every year since. And cool to now be down here in Delaware County. Also working a couple games with Westerville North here during fall sports season. So we'll continue to expand our reach and get to new areas, watch more schools compete, learn about new rivalries. It's fantastic. And more comments coming in. Bring guys into the fan zone. Next opportunity that we get. Let a couple more start matriculating into the comment section. So thank you guys all for tuning in live and free tonight. The only place to watch this in the entire galaxy is on the OH Report. And I do have to compliment the beautiful facilities here at Big Walnut. This is my first time out at the football/soccer stadium, and it is magnificent. They've got 4 total quiet rooms for us, each individual booths, and then the main press box in the middle. And a couple of volunteers that were parents about 8 years ago and thought that they were done after their kids left school. Well, turns out Bobby and company, they're still here. Still doing the job. Still making sure that all these kids get announced over the airwaves. And pretty cool that they're still doing it all these years later, still being a part of the action, and just as volunteers. Though I did see some cookies in there, so if they didn't bring those from home, at least they're getting taken care of down here in Sunbury. And thank you to Brian Shelton for working with us these last couple of years, athletic director here at Big Walnut, allowing us to be here live and free tonight. And as mentioned, we'll have 5 more Big Walnut broadcasts coming up in an entire gamut of sports, all the fall activities, volleyball, girls soccer, football. We'll be down here bringing you some coverage. Second quarter kick look, and this time they'll bring it, drive it to the middle. Knocked out of there, though, to Reichart. And look at this quick pressure. Boy, how about the engine there for Maddox Kiefer? The sophomore gets in, and, the microwave man just bringing some instant energy, trying to heat things up. Big Walnut does well to maintain possession. But again, here comes Maddox applying that pressure. Eagles swing it side to side, and now a giveaway. Trying to hook up with Wharton on the near sideline. He'll apply some pressure here, double team, and it pays off. Taken away, and here comes Sean Joyce, but disrupted. Oh, here we go. The touch onside, they say here for Braden Foltz. Or was it onside? Certainly looked from our vantage point and our angle like he was a full step off. But the AR was right there, but that was, what a slow roll. That's like when you got pocket aces and you got quads out there and someone shows a full house and you just wait. Boom, and then you hit him with it. But yeah, clearly offsides. That's the right call, but didn't cost him anyways. Excellent save that won't go down in the record books, but in the history books there. Rinaldi doing some nice things. Nico's made a couple of plays tonight, as has Brian Ramirez. Freshman keeper on one side, a junior on the other. And closing in on just 5 minutes remaining here. What's felt like a very fast-paced, fast-moving first half. The sun just starting to set here in Sunbury. The local time, approximately 8:03 p.m. 62 degrees out here. It's been a cooler day all the way around, and certainly up in Richland County today. it was pants weather. We have not had that for a while, but it certainly feels like, fall's starting to come out of retirement. It's starting to get the itch to come back and grace us with its presence. So the leaves were only probably a couple weeks away from starting to see them turn and the weather start to become truly football season, which, in America, come on, it's number one in our hearts. If you can't get excited for football season, for all the different reasons, at least, pumpkin spice is on the way. And you've got that. Halloween, spooky season. It's all part of the kickoff to the holidays, if you will. Halloween really is the initiation to that. So, it's definitely my favorite time of year, and definitely love coming out to a variety of sports. And it's tough to get back, in peak midseason form when you got to do cross country for me last night. I'll work my way into some volleyball matches, soccer here tonight. Got football on Thursday and Friday. Pretty cool job I have. And while you may not be given a microphone, if you would like to be a part of the podcast, you can drop us a comment in the fan zone, both on our Facebook and YouTube. Also, if you are a fan of Big Walnut and either you know somebody who owns a business or maybe you own a business, we are on the hunt for sponsors. We've got plenty of opportunities available for the next 5 Golden Eagle games. So please do support the cause. We are 100% sponsorship based. We are down here bringing the people what they need, live and free coverage. Throw in coming up here deep in Big Walnut territory as the clock rolling down. 2 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. Nelson waiting for some of his boys to get up in the box. He'll drive this one. And remind me if you've seen that tonight. Of course you have. Big Walnut winning at the point of attack when it's in a dangerous position, either off of the corner kicks, off of those throw-ins. They've won all of them via header, gotten there first. And that is huge. That's the sign of, obviously, some veterans out there that know how to attack the ball. Probably Nico on that corner conversation from his keeper spot, just letting him know, let's go high point that thing and getting them in the right spots. We're going to get another offside call. This against Folds again, who we saw offsides about 5 minutes ago. And, the AR is right down the line. I never question their offsides calls when it's close because they have the best look in the house. And no benefit of the VAR yet at the high school ranks, though we do have the instant replays here on the OH Report. And though we've never determined anything in an actual high school game, when they get to the playoffs, in the state championships at least, I believe they have the capability of going to replay for big calls. So be happy to be there and lend our monitors to you.
We have 1 more minute. That's the my clock somehow jumped a minute.
Actually, still 1 more minute remaining. 52 seconds to be approximate. As this one's belted, but it's a mile high from the right foot of the senior Dunbar. And Central, though, they've had the shots advantage, have produced the exact same number on frame as Big Walnut, who really only has 2 shots so far here tonight. But both of them really quality looks. They had a third that ended up in the hands of the keeper that I'm going to put down as a shot attempt. But they've really just had the 2 really clean looks and then a header that ended up into the hands of Brian Ramirez. Final 3 seconds ticking away. And that is how the first half will end. A couple of goose eggs up on the scoreboard. And very fitting, I suppose, in this battle of birds. Golden Eagles and Warhawks scoreless as we head into the halftime break. We'll take a quick commercial TO. We will be back. We'll dive inside of the fan zone yet again, and then we'll have some stats and a little analysis from me before we get you all set for second half action. You're enjoying live and free high school soccer on a Tuesday night exclusively on the OH Report.
More than Crown. We are real people behind Crown of Dublin. Our service team is full of experts dedicated to providing your vehicle with care.
Using only premium parts and equipment, schedule an appointment with Crown CDJR today. The better way to service.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
It is halftime here in Sunbury, still waiting for our first score of the night as Westerville Central and Big Walnut are all knotted up at 0-0. Big shout out to our generous sponsors who are bringing you tonight's contest, including Crown, Dublin, Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, Ram. Some want it to happen, some wish it would happen. Crown makes it happen. BS Media Productions, if you need a commercial to showcase your business or promote that you're hiring, BS Media Pros is the most affordable, high-quality production company in North Central Ohio. Check them out on Facebook. And, of course, when you book them, you book me. We get to work together. And the OH Report, the future of local sports. We are trying to give as much coverage to as many teams as possible throughout the Buckeye State. So do contact me, Brian, at oh.report if you are interested in seeing your favorite team get some shine, a broadcast or a highlight right here on our airwaves. We'll take one more quick commercial. We'll be back live and free with your halftime stats. Don't go anywhere.
More than Crown. We are real people behind Crown of Dublin. Our service team is full of experts dedicated to providing your vehicle with care.
Using only premium parts and equipment, schedule an appointment with Crown CDJR today, the better way to service.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
We welcome you back to Sunbury for our OH Report halftime show. 40 minutes in the books, no scores just yet, but how did we get here to this point? I'm about to show you right here And now, as we dive into our first half stats, presented by us right here at the OH Report. And you see more shot attempts so far for Westerville Central, and they were cooking a little bit there at the beginning of the match. They were able to get into the attacking third pretty frequently. However, Big Walnut did an awesome job of just not allowing anything like that back gate. It was closed. You know, nobody was getting out of there. The dog wasn't escaping. They made sure that when there was any activity, they were getting the headers, getting it out of there. Different story on the other side. Big Walnut, they had quite a few opportunities that really didn't even result in a shot attempt early in the match. They had, in my opinion, the two best looks, period. They had a one-on-one with the keeper, and then they had a header opportunity, and neither of them were able to beat this the freshman keeper, Brian Ramirez. And possession, I feel like Big Walnut kind of felt like that was going to be their game early on. It was actually Westerville Central who had a slight advantage. So those are your halftime stats as the first touch underway, and the second 40 minutes are now rolling here in Sunbury. And the temperature steadily going down. I'm starting to see that it's becoming hoodie weather out here. It's, what'd you say, like in the 50s now?
61.
Oh, still 61.
I was messing with our camera guy.
But our camera guy down here, you know, but wearing shorts. He's got on the short sleeve shirt, but he said he's getting a little cold. A little cold down there, which is rare. Normally this time of year, we're sweating. Sweat when we're covering sports until that sun drops. Towards the touchline, Judah Clark, who was an absolute star on opening night. 3 goals and a win over Westerville South. A hat trick to start off the season. He has been held, I believe, shotless so far. And on a couple of occasions, tried to make something happen. But Big Walnut, the defensive unit, did a nice job just identifying him and making sure that he's not buzzing around, creating too much chaos for him. Last touch here by B-Dub. Or a foul, rather. And that'll be the first one here in the second half, of course. In total now 5 each. No capitalization, though, off the set pieces, of course, as we're still scoreless. Folds gets cut off. And he's had a little bit of a frustrating night. A couple of times called offsides. One of them, he would have had a clear one-on-one with the keeper. But as replays show, he was certainly about a full step beyond where he needed to be. As we'll get a foul now that goes against the Warhawks. Driven here by Tanner Hilton. No place to turn the corner here for Reichart, as he was just kind of like spinning one way or the other. Eventually the ball wheels its way out of bounds on the far side, and it will be a Big Walnut throw-in. My name is Brian Skowronski, founder of the OH Report. Put this thing together back in 2018, and we have been steadily rocking and rolling now for, gosh, it's crazy to think, going on 7+ years. 6? Is my math bad? Over 6. So getting close to 7. 3 fouls so far here in the early portion of this second half. So the referees out here making sure that they're staying on top of the contacts. Nagy has to lean back on Ramirez. Now here's Harkins from the left side, veteran on this club. And we've seen from Westerville Central that these defensive players, they've got great foot skills too. And just a pretty good understanding of where each other is going to be. A nice fill on that back line. Nice play by Marshall to the middle of the park. Draws a couple of defenders as he lays off to Ba. He'll get knocked down, and it's going to go against Amando. He can't believe it. What say you? I don't know how that's a foul there on Amandu, but he is now going to draw a yellow card because he was voicing his opinion. And, I mean, you see the replay there, and, I mean, the referee's very, very close to the action, of course, and maybe saw something that we are unable to see from our vantage point up here, but it certainly feels like, you know, Amandu got kind of the raw end of one of those calls there, and that's why he's going to be sidelined momentarily. We'll see if head coach Martin Foreman elects to get him in almost immediately. Instead, he's going to sit, and they're going to take Connor Houston, sophomore, off the bench, get him some action. 4 fouls now on Big Walnut already. I mean, we're not even 4 minutes in. And true to form, Big Walnut continues 100% of the time off of those free kicks, corner kicks. Off those big throw-ins into the box, it has been B-Dub getting there, getting a header on it, and getting it out of harm's way. Is this one a Superman save? Didn't look like he was going to be that close, actually. Folds able to sneak it in under the defense with that left foot. Look at this. It takes a skip, and if not for Nico Rinaldi laying out and getting upon that thing, it'd be 1-0. Take one last look. The first shot, and it's a dandy. Third on a frame for Central. Hey Duke lines it up. The lefty drifting away from the net there. Missed everybody. And the fight for possession won here by Westerville Central. We've seen them time and again. They're unafraid to drop it back off to their defensive unit and allow them to start getting the opposing team moving side to side. Now it's the Golden Eagles' opportunity to try to find some feet, try to get that defense off of their marks. As Ernst draws in a couple of defenders. And off the ricochet, nearly a turnover. Now Dustin Klein dropping it back off to the right wing. And one of the captains here, Ernst. Intercepted here in the middle of the park for Folds. He'll drop it off now. McCord looking to make something happen. Right back to him. Shake and bake, sets it up with the right, and it's deflected. Gabe Babiano, our player spotlight tonight. Making sure that he gets a shin guard on it in the middle. 5 players surrounding around the perimeter of the 18. Big collision, the shot. It gets through the hands initially, but Nico recovers to make the save. Second save for Nico here in this second half. Warhawks have been able to pin a little bit of pressure now when they've gotten to the attacking third, and the straw mixing that drink right now is Braden Folds. He's got kind of that ambidextrous foot thing going on where he can load up left foot, right foot, don't really matter. Nagy chases it down. Now Ramirez, we'll see where he goes with it. Big ball launched down the far side. Foot race here for Folds, try to keep it in play. Instead, it's going to be Big Walnut moving forward with Foreman. And that one disrupted by Harkins coming from his defensive spot backside. So that connecting pass to try to get into an attacking formation here for Big Walnut. They've been unable to complete it thus far. And you see that storyline continuing. As it's knocked out of play, Golden Eagles will have a throw-in on the way. As we're just about 8 minutes off the clock here, half number 2. Throw-in headed down. And the Warhawks knock it out of there. Nice turn, Folds in a foot race. Got a 2-on-2 here. Got a friend following behind the play, now gets ahead of it. It's Reardon. Drop it off to the corner for him. Numbers moving forward now for Central, but a heavy touch and a giveaway. And Hilton gets it out of there. Big Walnut packing it in, more of a defensive looking mindset here in this second half. Off the cross, third save already here in half number 2 by Rinaldi. So basically, we've been living down here on the offensive end for Westerville Central. The pitch from right to left on your dial. We've been heavily more over to the left portion. Golden Eagles fans would love to see that story start to change, flip the field. Just 3 shots in total so far for Big Walnut. All of them, though, have been on frame. 2 great looks. None yet, though, here in the second half. As Ertz makes an aggressive pass. Now Houston on the charge. Won't get there in time as it's knocked out of bounds. Probably a wise play there. Hayduke just swats it out. It'll be a throw-in. But coming deep in enemy territory here for Big Walnut. Looks like it's going to be a long run here for Sam. And he'll send it into the mix right in the middle of the 18. Drops down and skied out of there for Quinn McCord. So well played there by the Warhawks. Off the chase. We'll get a whistle coming in. And it was kind of a late call. Hayduke down on the turf at about the football 31-yard line. So another whistle against Big Walnut. Their 5th foul already in the second half, 11 minutes in. And in total, they've got 9 for the contest. Trainer out on the field, they won't need him. And for anybody out there that was wondering, and I'm sure you have been, you're seeing 11 Warhawks out on the field. What is a group of Hawks known as? Don't go into the Google machine. Think about it for a moment. What would you call a group of Hawks? Still stumped? Well, how about a kettle? Why wouldn't it be? So we've got a kettle of Hawks taking on a group of Eagles, which I'm sure you wonder, well, Brian, what do you call that? A convocation, of course. So the kettle versus the convocation. We'll see where it goes here inside the 18. Flicked forward, kept in bounds. Pretty play there by Dunbar just to keep the possession alive. And he will earn a corner kick. So, that's one of those that definitely doesn't earn a stat or anything, but looks like this is going to drift away out of bounds. Gets that left foot on it. And then turns touchline and just drops it right off of Babiano's shin guards. Fourth corner kick opportunity of the match here for Central, and some discussion about who's going to take it. It'll be Judah Clark. So one of the captains, the midfielder, trots out to the corner. And it looked like the AR said, you're about an inch too far, buddy. Nice try. And another excellent job defensively by Big Walnut. They are batting 1,000% in that department. Getting to it first, and off this one, the skip into the hands of Nico. No problem with that. Definitely won't track that as a shot attempt. Felt like that was An attempt for a setup. Second look at the corner kick. And that's where the Eagles have really soared here tonight. They have been able to get to the point of attack on all of those as this misses a couple feet wide left. Braden Foltz, again, he has been a disruptor, a playmaker here in the second half. No goals to show for it, but consistent pressure. Have not been able to burst the pipes yet of Rinaldi. But keeping him tested, giving him something to think about. Has had a shot number 4 already here in the second half. 11 total for the Warhawks in tonight's competition. Big Walnut, home opener here tonight. Beautiful evening here in Sunbury. They'll have to go on the road the next couple, so take it all in, folks. Check out this beautiful Ohio picturesque vid from up atop the stadium. Gorgeous view. And off the corner kick. Oh, falls dangerously and booted over the top. Check this out. Right where it needed to be. And that was certainly all gas, no brakes. Got away from him. It's kind of like a 15-year-old first time in a car, and they're like, this one's the gas pedal. That's right. But again, another good look. Unable to capitalize so far here, both sides. But we've seen the Warhawks produce plenty. As a nice break off the line here for Ramirez. He's been sharp. Hasn't been asked to do a ton. The 2 biggest saves so far, though, in my opinion. Made the kick save early on in the contest. One-on-one situation. And trying to keep that clean sheet going. Has a break towards the touchline. And a pretty weak shot there from Foltz. Wasn't able to load up, get a whole lot behind it. So it leads to Big Walnut on the attack. Oh, excellent touch here. And now out wide. Chance for the cross. Here it comes from Houston. Wow, what a setup on the money. Just a fraction off in the beautiful game. Sometimes that's all it is. Just a little wiggle here or there. And Milo Board just about as close as you can get from delivering the go-ahead goal. Another look. Bang, bang play. Just missed getting a good chunk of his noggin on it. First shot, though, so far here in this second half. And sometimes that's all it takes. To make a basketball analogy, just sometimes you see the ball go in the hoop. Okay, changes things a little bit. Get a little bit more aggressive. Find your confidence. See if that can be the case here for the Warhawks. Off the side of the foot, trying to line that up one-timer for Maddox. And now they'll lay it back, drilled, but through the uprights. No 3 points awarded for that one. Ilya Kitav. I mean, this is a clean strike, a missile. Tough to keep those down when you're putting that much power on it. Certainly admire the greats that are able to do it. Get their shoestrings on it. Drive an 80-mile-an-hour fastball right on frame, and then you keep it down. So much harder to do than it looks. As someone that likes to, get out to the park with their kid and boot it around and pretend sometimes that I'm messy at the park. I boot those things way too high all the time. So I had much respect when they do drive one of those actually on frame. So 7 shots now for Central, all in the second half. 14 total. They've had a lot more offensive opportunities, clearly, here in this second half with still 23 and a half minutes remaining. It's been an exciting contest. Both teams have had their opportunities, been able to get it in compromise situations for the defense, but then we've also seen a nice string of defensive plays. As this turn here towards the near side by Maddox. Ends up in a couple of Eagles. Gets a touch on it here, though. High motor slide tackle from the back. That's Quinn Calley drawing the whistle. Second foul here of the second half against Central. 7th total. Rinaldi waiting for his boys to move forward. And he'll crack this one. Well struck. And knock down Maddox. Boots it right back the other way. A little pinball game going on right here. Before it settles here for Big Walnut. Down the wing they go. Nice touch. Excellent speed. The acceleration. And the cross actually made it through. It was a Meg. No one on the other end to pick up the phone. The field switching back and forth, left and right. Nice job there by Ernst. And he'll get it right back here. Down the wing, trying to make a play. See if he turns touchline. He will. Now brings it back out. And the one-timer, not a lot of sauce behind it. And Ramirez able to get a clean grip. So Brian Ramirez, second career start, just a freshman, new to the high school game. Playing some big-time soccer. Coming off of a shutout on opening night. 3-0 victory on the road at Westerville South. So for Central, no taste of home cooking for them just yet. That'll be coming for them soon. And a big bump, and we'll get a foul here. Let's take a look back here. About 30 seconds ago of action. You see the goalie coming out and kind of hit him with an okey doke. He had to hit that one more time. He almost had like that Michael Jackson hee-hee thing going. He put his hand up, woo-hoo, and then dribbled right around him. So, yeah, I mean, normally we're not going to dial that up and show that a couple of times, but do admire the courage to come out, make that move. Because obviously, I mean, if you get your pocket picks pilfered, that's ended up on the replay 100 times. And then you're on the wrong side of history there, my friend. And especially in a match like this, which has been so good with aggressive defense, you don't want to let one of those slide. Good physicality going, I think, both teams here. Seen the aggression level, and typically that's the case here as we're getting to, you know, what the championship minutes, if you will, the final 20 here, last 25% of the match. This is where I think the aggression really starts to rise as Big Walnut making a trio of subs, trying to get some fresh bodies in here, allow some of their playmakers and their starters to get a quick rest before they head back in, presumably in between 5 and 7 minutes for the remainder. Basically a triple team there, just surrounding the pack. The whole convocation of Eagles coming there. And it's going to be a Big Walnut throw-in on the way. Drives it down the line. And back to him, and he's just going to send this one. It's going to be just a little bit off target. Wanted to make a play, give Sean Joyce an opportunity to try to make a charge. Now Hayduk down the line, and they'll do it all over again right from midfield. He was waiting for the break to be made by Folds. Nice big target. And give and go, it's picked off. Here comes Ba. Big ball launched through the middle, and now a chance for a 3-on-3 if it settles here for the Eagles with Board. Taken away, though. Couple of touches. Now they're going to send it out wide. Chance to try to change the field. Here comes Central on the attack. Turn touchline off the cross. It's in the middle. The dive. It's still loose, but then batted out of there at the last moment. Nico made a play on the ball. He wasn't able to fully bring it in, though. But he's got friends backing him up. Slapped it out of there. Four saves made here in the second half for Nico Rinaldi. See if he has to make one again here. Couple of moves thrown on by McCord. He gets by a wave of defenders. Check it out. Sets it up to the middle. Here's Foltz. Looking. And now picked off. Head of steam. 2-on-2. Lot of speed heading that way for Armando. He'll press it out wide. Now they'll work it back into the middle of the park on the fly. Oh, heavy touch. So the Eagles come away without a shot. That was Dustin Klein who had a chance at it. Here's the interception a few moments ago by Baugh. And when he's coming at you and he's got some acceleration, dude can certainly put the pedal to the metal, get the engine roaring. And tonight, though the Eagles kind of consider themselves a possession team, I feel like their best looks have been on that counterattack. Here's one. Bruin right now for Central. The turn, the shot! And it's parried out of there yet again. Rinaldi gets a piece. Nice hands and a good job just to spill it out of there. Make enough contact that's not going to sit and settle inside of your own 6. Big ball. One out of the sky there by Jake Nelson. Nelson's been brilliant at times tonight. Him along with Dane Nagy. Quality defense for both units. And that's why we are still scoreless and only 15 minutes remaining in the match. Getting down to the nitty-gritty here in Sunbury. Home opener for the Eagles. And a chance here for the Warhawks to try to go 2-0. See if they can take the lead. We've seen McCord's confidence. I mean, it has been floored here lately. Chip shot runs its way all the way through. Oh, not a good clear. And you see a little bit of frustration. Houston checking back in. We'll also see Tyler Biles. Or Sam Ernst, rather. Sorry, checking in for Central. As they're waiting for the long throw in, here it comes from Nelson. And the Eagles again rise to the occasion. They get their first touch. It will lead, though, to a corner kick. Third one here of the second half. And none of them have been dangerous so far. Pretty well struck balls, but it has been the Eagles, time and time again, getting their first, getting ahead on it, and just displacing it, making sure that the ball out of harm's way and out of a scoring position almost immediately. Big crowd, a scrum right in front of the keeper. But how about that? Are you surprised? B-Dub gets there first? Of course not. Slap shot sails wide. And not deflected either. The head man right there sees the attempt. 9th of the second half for Central. 16 total shots tonight for the Warhawks.
I don't know if you can do that one.
Goal kicks played short, out wide, left side up top. Now they'll circle back this way. Will the Eagles? Ernst looking to draw a defender. Now the captain taking his time. Dude never seems to be in a rush. That's what you want in a captain. Now McCord, how about the hesitation? He'll let one loose. Love that there. Just, you know, give a little, just a change of pace really was all that was. Didn't even shift the hips that much. The defender, something to think about. And instead makes his break in. Pretty decent look there from distance, from about 25 yards out. We've seen Nico have to be heavily involved here in the second half. And for Big Walnut, not much offense to go around. 4 total shots on the evening. Only one of them produced here in half number 2. Catch a break, though, here. Look at a foul and a restart. And now we're going to get ball with the ball. We'll see if he bang to bang ditties and puts this thing inside the 18 with a nice strike. He'll play it short, though. Back to him. Looking to break his way through a double team, and he gets pilfered. Heading the other way goes Dunbar. Dunbar with the speed. Foot race. Left side. Sets it up on the outside. The shot off the crossbar. Westerville Central staying on it. And now Big Walnut will clear. Everybody in the building holding their breath for different reasons. Excellent pass on the money. Just tipped, and that's a centimeter away from making its way into the nylon. Beautiful offense. Maybe the best execution that we have seen on a counterattack all night. But again, no capitalization. We remain scoreless and just over 10 minutes remaining. My producer says the MVP might be the crossbar up to this point in the match. That the biggest save so far here tonight. That might be a tough interview down there. I don't know that he's got a whole lot to say, but who knows?
We've had worse.
I will start plugging the most valuable player here in about 5 minutes as we get an interception. And now a chance to swing the pendulum the other way. That one mismeasured, though. Marshall never even made his break. Right car missed him. So far up to this point in the match, who do you feel is the most valuable player? I really enjoyed what we saw in the first half from Brian Ramirez. I thought that he was the MVP to that point. Though here in the second half, you look at the 11 shot attempts that have been peppered all around Nico Rinaldi, and he's been up to the task. If he did not get a fingertip on that last one, the crossbar was his friend, of course, but still a save. And he has made 5 of those so far here in half number 2. So he would be my early leader in the clubhouse. But a long way to go, 9 minutes. And we'll see sometimes a little bit of a change in, you know, just adrenaline kicking in. The styles might lean a bit more offensively. Hip check there. Ilya Kitav hit the deck, but the head man there, no whistle. A chance here off the step over. The setup, intercepted. Warhawks staying on it. Great spacing. And a deflection, right? It is a deflection, and it's going to be 4th corner kick opportunity here in this second half. And this is where Big Walnut has been at their best. Steel trap. They have had the wall of doom, and Central just has not been able to penetrate it. Everybody packed in, 10 defenders. Excuse me, make that 9 now, just in front of the box now for Big Walnut, as there are 7 offensive players in there for the Warhawks. One of the best ones yet, and it's a double tap goal. Central takes the lead. And a little shush to the crowd. Put away there by Jake Nelson. Defender's dream. Anytime you get those corner kicks, one of the rare opportunities you get to be involved in the offense. He makes the most of the opportunity. Bang, bang play. Impossible save for Nico to make right there. The carom like a pinball game into the back of the net for a 1-0 advantage. Clutch stuff right there. Big moment. The Eagles, who have been so dominant on those corner kicks, off the restarts, off the deep throw-ins all night, the one time all game, literally, they were betting 1,000 that they did not get to it first. It's Westerville Central off the setup, and Nelson, the junior, puts it home. Game-changing play. And now puts a lot of pressure on this Big Walnut offense to try to come up with an equalizer here at home when they just have not been able to produce very few looks, and things getting awful chippy down there. As you see Baugh getting in the face of Folds, the 2 juniors, and they've been the 2 most electrifying players out there, the 2 most vocal leaders out on the field, and chirping back and forth right now. And, you know, if you're by, you got to be careful. You've already picked up a yellow. Another one sits him down and puts you at a disadvantage for the remainder of the game. So, obviously, cooler heads got to prevail. You never want to see this, but also within the activity of the pressure of the game when you start getting into these closing minutes, it can be tough, man. You get riled up. And you never know what's actually said down there. And sometimes in those pro games when they've got those parabolic mics down there and you actually do get some insight, it's best left not for family programming. The foul, though, is going to go against Big Walnut. And boy, have they had a bunch of those in the second half. 4 in the first. They've doubled that up here. 12 total now with the 8 that have gone over these last 33 minutes. With the clock stopped right now at 6:50. That one drifting backside, and that's what Big Walnut has done, with the exception of the goal off the corner kick. Getting to it first, getting ahead on it, and just diffusing the situation. Indecisive call by the AR there. Going to give a little bit of a break to the Golden Eagles. Spiraling throw and a flick forward. And a flick trying to get it to himself there for Braden Folds, but the defensive player stood his ground as we get a big, heavy contact in the middle. We're going to show this throw in again. Let's back it up. Let's give it the shine it deserves. Almost even looks cooler backwards. But look at this. Dang. Yeah, you can't do that. The chant. I'm not sure if they're watching the replay and they saw the throw in or if it was off the foul. Bob cannot find anybody, and he's looking up towards the sky. He's like, Lord, if I can just get just one big play here at the end of the game, because they're starting to run out of chances. 5.5 minutes remaining. Central now in control with Big Walnut only 4 shots for the entire contest, and basically an amoebic offense here in the second half. It has been dominated with the time of possession, the looks on the attack for the Warhawks. 11 total to B-Dub's 1. Out of bounds there, far side off the header. Golden Eagles regain possession with the throw. And it looks like the Warhawks packing in a little bit more here defensively. You would hate to get beat in this type of situation off like a big through ball, as there's plenty of contact there, and that one will draw a whistle. The flag is up. And you see the two players that have been fouled the most tonight, Braden Folds on one side, and then, of course, on the other, Armando Ba. So it's the two dudes that, you know, they've been doing a lot of the talking, been creating a lot of the havoc for the defenses, getting the bulk lion's share right now of the contacts. And I feel like the referees, they've done a pretty good job of just reeling it in, making sure that things don't get out of hand. We had a little bit of pushing and shoving just a couple of minutes ago. Big, deep ball drifted in the corner, and it actually does make its way all the way to Reardon. I think he would have probably done better. I caught him off guard. I think he felt like Big Walnut was going to get to it first if he could settle it down at his shoes, or his boots, as I like to call him here in the beautiful game. Nice header, directed down the far side by McCord. And last touched by Central. Though they tried to plead their case, could not convince the jury. So B-Dub with about 3:45 to go, looking to get it in. Say what's up to Josh Pollock. And Bryce Coder trying to manifest an Eagle goal right now. Okay. Feeling some late game heroics in the works. Tell me more, Bryce. Is there more to come? Hello. Hey, Josh. I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at the screen, but I heard a lot of oohs coming from the crowd. So usually that's a non-call. Well, that it looks like he got a good chunk of the ball, so those are tough ones. It looks like a violent fall, and certainly they are. But this one right here, no ball for McCord, so this is going to be a B-Dub direct kick. Oh. Actually, they're going to say that the collision initiated by the Eagles. My naked eye had it going the other way. And what this does now for the Warhawks, a little bit of time more trickles off the clock. And they'll get another possession here. And, of course, no hurry to try to track it down. I didn't notice if we had ball boys or girls out here tonight. I don't think so. I think these players have been hustling and trying to get it themselves, or some of the reserves. Can make a difference sometimes when energy is spent unnecessarily. Goal kick coming up. So was the 2-minute mark. Big Walnut. Potentially maybe one more opportunity, two if they're lucky, to try to even things up and end with a draw. Golden Eagles in danger of dipping to 0-2 on the season. Cutting back against the grain. Losing it, though, are the Birds. I guess it's all Birds out here tonight. Oh, an excellent touch, turning up his board. Here's Board with a 3-on-4, sends it off. Oh, what a touch through, but it gets away over to Ramirez. One of the best buildups that we've had. McCullough on the charge. Let's see this thing basically from start to finish. It all began with that first touch. Milo Board getting around the defense. And then check this out. Draws over the defender, right place, right time, and just not enough acceleration to break away for Gabe to try to get a shot attempt. Oh, so close right there for Big Walnut. Still another chance. As I said, you know, maybe a chance for one or two more looks. They've had one. Can they put together one more? Ernst. Deflected, but right back to Papa. And another one off the shin guards, rolling into the corner. Ba keeps it alive. Backing his way up. And tipped out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in here for the Golden Eagles. Though they changed their call. Yeah, I thought that was right. It certainly looked like it was last off a Big Walnut. And look at how long Hayduke's going to direct traffic. This is almost 20 seconds coming off of the clock, and all just off of a call that was incorrectly made. Closing seconds, a dozen of them to be exact. And taken away backside Reardon. Knocked down, and that is going to do it, folks. The final 5. Well, nope, they're going to stop it and give a yellow card. Excuse me. I thought they were just going to let this thing end. Instead, Sam Ernst trots off. The captain earning a yellow card. And we've got our clock at 0 because basically it's over with, folks. They just got to get one more touch on this. You imagine it's just going to get driven down into the corner here by Kosten Hayduk. Yep, he'll skip it across the field. Westerville Central comes on the road. They get a late goal from Nelson. Just under 8 minutes to go, and they are going to escape. Excellent match. Great physicality. Awesome artwork on both ends. Specifically, big fan of what we saw from the defense, but the offensive output here in the second half from Westerville Central, very apparent. Living in the attacking third for the bulk majority here of the final 40 minutes. And they will leave here 2-0 undefeated on their campaign. We will take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we will hear from your most valuable player. Drop me some comment nuggets. I'm not sure. Maybe we want to hear from Nelson. Great defensive play tonight. And, of course, the go-ahead goal, the winning goal, might have to be him. If you feel otherwise, let me know. We'll be back. We'll have that all live and free coming up next.
More than Crown. We are real people behind Crown of Dublin. Our service team is full of experts dedicated to providing your vehicle with care.
Using only premium parts and equipment, schedule an appointment with Crown CDJR today. The better way to service.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
post-game coverage here from Sunbury. 1-0 the final score, and a 2-0 start to the season now for Westerville Central as they knock off Big Walnut with a late goal to escape with a 1-0 victory. My name is Brian Skowronski. I've been part of your Tuesday night entertainment. And let's take a look at these final stats to show you the tale of the tape, how it all boiled down here tonight. Lots of offense produced in the second half for Central. You see that they took control, command as well of the time of possession. Very physical game in the second half. A lot of these fouls coming in half number 2. I think 10 of them in total for Big Walnut, and then 6 in the second half for Central. And the story for the Eagles tonight, while they defended marvelously for most of the match, and specifically off of the set pieces, and when there were throw-ins, dangerous plays in and around the 18, they got beat once and once only at the 7:42 mark of the second half. Jake Nelson on a caromed play, and it was knocked in, game-winning goal. It would prove to be because offense just so hard to come by for Big Walnut in this match. They did produce a shot so late that you just felt like the equalizer was going to be there. Bryce Coder out there in the comments section was trying to manifest it, but they just missed the target, and that allowed Central to leave here tonight with the spotless 2-0 mark as the Eagles dip to 0-2. We're going to take one more quick commercial timeout. We've got our most valuable player on the way up here. You are going to hear from the gentleman who delivered the game-winning goal, Jake Nelson, on the way next.
More than Crown. We are real people behind Crown of Dublin. Our service team is full of experts dedicated to providing your vehicle with care.
Using only premium parts and equipment, schedule an appointment with Crown CDJR today, the better way to service.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
We return now with your player of the game presented by the OH Report. Jake Nelson right here, the hero really on both sides of the pitch here tonight. We'll get to the offense and the goal that you had, but let's begin defensively. You and your unit, you guys are awesome tonight, basically from start to finish. Big Walnut only produced 4 shots the entire match, so just give me some insight continuity-wise and just how well connected you feel like you are with the rest of your dudes on that back line.
We're all pretty close on and off the field. That helps with staying connected. A lot in practice, we talk a lot. We make sure our communication is always there, and if it's lacking, we always get on each other. So it's never we never let someone slack off.
And then offensively here tonight, in the first half, you were able to produce more shot attempts than Big Walnut was, but in the second half is where you guys really shined. You dominated the time of possession. You were just telling me off air that that was the same case in your first match in a victory over South. So just being able to, possess the ball, find feet. Why is this something that you guys feel like you have done a great job of so far, and why is it so valuable?
We know last year we came off a loss to New Albany, and we used to be a team that would just send the ball along every time and or just try to play physical, but then we adjusted this year, switched our formation, and now we're more of a possession-based team instead of a physical. And we know that Big Walnut coming into this game that they like to play physical, so we knew we had to pass around them, don't let their mental get into our heads, and keep playing from there.
Offensively, you produced 20 shots here tonight, but they kept stepping up, specifically on the corner kicks, which you had a ton of them, and then the special plays down there inside of the 18. You guys weren't able to break through until this right here. It comes right to you, right place, right time. If you can walk me through that from your vantage point when it finally got to you, just what was it like that it was just like, hey, here it is, I got to come through?
So we stacked the goal line because we knew the keeper wasn't as aggressive in the air. And the defender was pulling me the whole time. He was punching me a little bit, and I just shoved him off, and the ball, I saw it skip past someone, and I just directed the head right into the goal. Went right past his hip.
Yeah, this was a physical matchup, even more so. I think it got ratcheted up in the second half. So just a couple of OCC teams going at it. If you can just describe what type of rivalry do you got here with these guys? I don't think you've played them here in the last couple of seasons. Is that right?
No, we scrimmaged them last year, and we beat them 2-1. But we're friends with other kids. We all play club together. So it has always been a rivalry, and some kids don't like each other because they talk trash online. So winning this game was definitely big for us going into the next game against Kilbourne.
Talk about expectations for this team preseason. You're going through the summer. What did you and probably some of the seniors and the captains on the teams kind of set in terms of the standards that you guys wanted to try to meet this year?
We knew that we could go far this year, especially if we play our game, play possession, and not get in our heads. And we think we can make a pretty far run in the playoffs, especially now that we bumped down to D2.
And then I'm taking a look at your schedule here, so you're going to get a taste of home cooking coming up. You got Kilbourne. Getting to return home and play there in the friendly confines, how much are you looking forward to that for the first time this year?
Very excited. I think we can beat them again. We lost to them last year 1-0 off an unlucky goal, but I think this year we're more strong as a team, and we have a better chemistry overall, so I think that we should be able to take care of business in that game too.
And then finally, a freshman keeper is what you've got that back line in front of. What can you say about Brian's performance tonight and just how he's starting to fit in here in his first year at the high school ranks?
Yeah, he definitely used to be a little quiet going into preseason. He didn't show up to many things, but he's getting more and more comfortable. And the save he had on the breakaway, huge save, really gave us momentum. And you can always count on him. If defense does make a minor mistake, you can count on him that he will make a save. But other than that, against South, we let 2 shots on goal. And the one shot was a hit off crossbar, and the other one was a slow roller to him. So, as again, defense, we take pride in all that. We don't like getting shot on.
Back-to-back shutouts for you. So far, so good.
Yep.
All right. Congratulations on a big win here on the road. Before we turn you loose, look in the camera. Shout out as many people as you want. Help get you here. Maybe some old friends. Whoever you want, man. The floor is yours.
Shout out my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, my dog, stepdad, stepmom, stepsister, all my teammates. My girlfriend, everyone. Shout out.
All right, Jake Nelson, your MVP, the defensive stud of the game, as well as connects on the game-winning goal.
more than Crown. We are real people behind Crown of Dublin. Our service team is full of experts dedicated to providing your vehicle with care.
Using only premium parts and equipment, schedule an appointment with Crown CDJR today. The better way to service.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Back here to wrap things up from Big Walnut High School, where the Golden Eagles, they dipped to 0-2 on the season, a 1-0 loss at the hands of OCC. I'll say new rivals, even though they haven't played over the last several seasons. Westerville Central coming on the road and stealing a victory. I'm Brian Skowronski. I've been with you all night. Thanks to every single one of you that tuned in, and a big thank you to our MVP, Jake Nelson. A fabulous interview and a kid that you can tell, along with his squad, that has high expectations for what lies ahead for this Westerville Central team. We'll take a look ahead at what both of these teams have coming up next. It's going to be Worthington Kilbourne, as we heard from our most valuable player. And even though they were able to defeat Central last year, I think a little bit more confident club heading into that matchup at 2-0 and home cooking for the first time. After that, though, man, how about all these road games at the beginning of the calendar? At Drome, at Dublin Scioto, at Reynoldsburg after that for the next three before they return home to take on Olentangy. And for these Golden Eagles, they are going to be at Berlin coming up on August the 22nd. And then after that, they remain some road dogs. On Saturday, they will travel to Olentangy before getting back-to-back games the following week on Tuesday and Thursday. Hayes comes to town along with St. Francis de Sales, trying to right the ship, get back on track, earn that first win of the season. Final thoughts from me here tonight. Both teams, they certainly, they competed very hard, but you just started to get the sense that Westerville Central, they had a little bit more continuity. They had that connectivity out on the field, and that back line, as soon as Big Walnut would get down there, a couple of times it was by their own undoing, just trying to maybe make a unselfish play or thread the needle. It just didn't work out, but that back line, they were like a sheet of armor that you just could not penetrate. And Big Walnut, by the same token, even though they allowed the 20 shots from Central tonight, it's that bend don't break mentality, with the exception of the one corner kick where it's a double carom, the perfect storm. You can't plan for anything like that. They're awesome. They got great keeping on both sides. So I expect both of these teams moving forward to have a ton of success. I would predict 2 winning seasons for each of them, but certainly Central seems to be a cut above the rest. That's why they are the victors here tonight. That will wrap up our coverage, though, here from Sunbury. Our first of a handful of live streams that are going to be coming from Big Walnut High School during the fall sports season. Looking forward to seeing the girls soccer team on display coming up a little bit later. We'll have volleyball as well on the calendar, as well as a 3-pack of Big Walnut football games. That's all coming up. And Bryce Coder, who was very heavily in the comment section, he is going to be on the call for just about all of those. So looking forward to introducing you to Bryce. Even though you kind of already know him down here if you were a fan of basketball and you tuned in to Eagle Sports here on the OH Report. Report. Wouldn't be here live and free without our sponsors. Big thank you to Crown, who always makes it happen. You know, some people think about it, some people want it to happen. Crown always makes it happen. They got the best collection of Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, Ram in the greater Columbus area. So if you need a car, need to turn yours in, make sure that you think of Crown. BS Media Productions, along with the OH Report, combining to bring you tonight's coverage. And my crew, phenomenal per usual. Shane Young on the camera, all the different angles and the shot attempts and all the saves that you saw. It was courtesy of his camera, including that one right there. Maybe the big save of the match. The freshman keeper coming through. Adam Thompson, your director, producer extraordinaire. I'm Brian Skowronski saying so long from Sunbury. We will see you tomorrow night. More live and free coverage always on the way. The future of local sports.